This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Okay, good morning everyone. Baruchim Abayim. One of the most exciting and adventurous experiences in my life is when I had the opportunity to go to the kever of Rabbi Chaim Filag'i in Turkey. You read in the news how Israel swooped out this Israeli and that Israeli just in the nick of time before some Iranian kidnapper got them. So people said, you went to Turkey? Are you happy you went to Turkey? And I always say, once I got back safe, I was very happy I went to Turkey. But it was actually quite an amazing experience to be in the city of Izmir. Actually, I don't know if I ever said it here on the Shiur, when we were in the cemetery in Izmir, we saw another kever, sort of off to the side, that said Filag'i on it. And we uncovered it, and it was the son of Rabbi Chaim Filag'i. And the next week, the shiur that we gave were chidushim from the son of Rabbi Chaim Filag'i that we never quoted before. And almost like supernaturally, we uncovered his grave, and then Hashem uncovered his chidushim for us. So I want to share with you a very interesting practice of Rabbi Chaim Filag'i for Parshas Korach. In the Sefer Or Moshe, quoted in the Sefer Oitzer Plois HaTorah. The Sefer Or Moshe is from Hagoyin Rabbi Yaakov Chaim Sofer, who is the Rosh Hashiva of Yeshiva Kaf HaChaim, and a mechaber of many Svarim. He writes a wondrous thing. He says, if you study the Svarim of Chaim Filag'i, you'll notice that whenever he quotes Parshas Korach, he does not refer to it as Korach. He calls it by a different name. He calls it Ben Levi. So for example, in the Sefer Nefesh Chaim, Mareches Taf Ois Lamed Hey, he says, Nira Lefarish Pshad HaMedrash Rabbah Parshas Ben Levi. Or he also writes in the Sefer Kaf HaChaim, Parshas Ben Levi. In his notes on the Zohar, Chaim Umazayin, Parshas Ben Levi. Sefer Kaf HaChaim, he says, Yaakov Ruveni, in the Seder, Ben Kahas. Isn't that interesting? Why wouldn't Rabbi Chaim Filag'i refer to the name of the Parsha as Parshas Korach? Says Rav Yaakov Chaim Sofer, Borur Etzli is because we do not quote the name of the Rishayim. We don't say the names of Rishayim. And the Sefer Oitzer Plois HaTorah brings that someone in the generation of Rabbi Chaim Filag'i, Rav Nissim Avram Ashkenazi, in his Sefer Darash Avraham, he calls the name of the Parsha Seder Ben Levi. Now, there might be a basis for this in the Rishonim. In Parshas Pinchas, on the pasuk, Mishpachas HaKorchi. You remember that pasuk? Parak Chavvav, pasuk Nun Ches. Who remembers that pasuk? Parak Chavvav, pasuk Nun Ches. Let's take a look at that. The pasuk says, Eila mishpachas Levi, mishpachas halivni, mishpachas hachaverni, mishpachas hamachli, mishpachas hamushi, mishpachas hakarchi, ukahas halid. What do you mean mishpachas hakarchi? Who's mishpachas hakarchi? Says the Tur. He quotes the Ramban that the Bnei Yitzhar were all called karchi. Why? Out of the honor to the sons of Korach. Honor to the sons of Korach? Why would we honor the sons of Korach? Because they did tshuva. And because they did tshuva, all the descendants of Yitzhar are called Karchi. Isn't that interesting? I mean, Yitzhar had other sons more other than Korach. Yitzhar had other children. No, we call them all Bnei Karchi. Why? To honor the Bnei Korach who did Shuvah. Says the Tur, I don't understand what the Ramban is talking about. You're going to call the whole family of Yitzhar Bnei Korach? Adarabba, we should not use the name of the wicked. Shem Risham Yerkov, you should not use their names. Meaning, according to the Ramban, you could call them Bnei Korach, but not Korach. So the Shita of Reb Chaim Filag'i and the Shita of the Rabbeinu Nisim Avram Ashkenazi fits in very well with the Tur that argues on the Ramban. The Tur says, no, you can't call it Hakarchi because of the Bnei Korach. But most of the Mefarshim, they do refer to the Parshas Korach. Rashi refers to the Parshas Korach. If you look in Rashi in Zvachim Mem Daled Amud Beis, the Ramban himself refers to it as Parshas Korach, and the Ramban is going l'shitasai that we could call the family Hakarchi because of the sons of Korach that did tshuva. And it sounds like Rabbi say we could call the Parsha Parshas Korach because the Bnei Korach did tshuva, and by doing tshuva, they were masakein their chait. So therefore it could be called Korach. When we say it's Parshas Korach, it's not Parshas Korach because of Korach, it's Parshas Korach because of the sons of Bnei Korach. Now the truth is, we have no idea who made up the names of the Parshas. They asked Reb Chaim Kanievsky, it's quoted in the Derech Sicha, and he says he doesn't know if it's from the Zman of Chazal, but it could be it comes from Gaonim or afterwards. However, Reb Tzadok HaKohen of Lublin in the Sefer Sisei Laila, he brings the name of every Sedra in the Torah in the accordance with the how Klal Yisrael were noyig to call it, corresponds to if it's named after somebody, or if it's in Lashon HaKodesh, it certainly is Yisudasei Beharei Kodesh. It certainly is rooted in great Kedusha. And if the name of a person is rooted in his name, the Kayach of a Parsha is rooted in their name as well. So just to share with you a very interesting thought about the names of the Parshios, we have Korach, Chukas, and Balak. Each Parsha has 3 letters. Korach has a kuf in the beginning, Chukas has a kuf in the middle, Balak has a kuf in the end. And that's because Korach, he started off with Kedusha, but then he lost it. Chukas, you have a guy who's Tameh, he has the ashes of the Paraduma, so he becomes Kadosh, but then the guy who sprinkled on him becomes Tameh. So there the Kedushas in the middle. And Balak, he's a Rasha, but in the end, Rus comes out, so there the kuf is in the end. So Korach was holy in the beginning. The guy in the Paraduma is holy in the middle. Balak has Kedusha in the end. So that's a thought about the name of the Parsha. And we're going to go to the subject of Pirkei Avos. Yeah.
So, Balak and Korach was also the Parsha named after that?
Mm-hmm. You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.